Working on a motoring show, it's very easy to become blasé. You're always testing the latest this, the newest that. But every once in a while, something really special comes along. Something you'd love to own. Something you'd sell your granny for.
And this is that something, the Ducati MH900e. It sounds just like a jumble of numbers and letters, but believe me, it's the very history, the very soul of motorcycling. What's so special about it? Well, MH were the initials of bike racing's greatest ever hero, Mike Hailwood.
Oxford-born Mike had his first World Championship victory at the 1959 Ulster Grand Prix. It was the first of many. Over the next decade, Mike the Bike, as his fans love to call him, would win 9 World Championships and 12 TTs. He retired from motorcycling in 1968 to race cars, and although he never had the success he had on 2 wheels, his Formula One career wasn't without incident. In 1974, he was awarded the George Medal for rescuing an unconscious driver from a blazing car. Later that year, he retired.
But it wasn't the end. At the age of 40, after 11 years out of the saddle, Hailwood made one of the greatest comebacks of all time in the 1978 Isle of Man TT, the world's toughest road race.
In front of thousands of adoring fans, Hailwood did the unthinkable. He won the Formula One TT on a Ducati 900 SS.
Never been so thrilled in my life, you know. I was nearly crying. I'm sure a lot of people else were as well. It was all a bit embarrassing, really. But it was a fantastic feeling, it really is.
Sadly, in 1981, Mike was tragically killed in a car crash in Warwickshire. But Ducati never forgot Hailwood, and 20 years after his death, this is their tribute to him. A real Pulling Power exclusive, this. We're the first motoring programme in the world to take this bike outside of those gates. The first thing that hits you when you climb aboard is the very old-fashioned riding position. It's reminiscent of a Manx Norton. The next shot, it handles. Even on slippery mountain tracks, it's faultless. And while it might not be the fastest bike on the road, the 75 brake horsepower engine suits its character perfectly. On the downside, it's got a tiny fuel tank. The electric's packed up in the rain, and the seat gives your backside such a pummeling you could advertise its services in a telephone box. But there is one area where this bike is in a class of its own. The designers have somehow managed to distill the very essence of Ducati, to make a bike that shouts Italia from every angle. And that's surprising when you find out that much of the development work was carried out in Hitchin near Luton by AKA Design under the direction of Ducati's chief designer, Pierre Terreblanche.
The first one had a double-sided swing arm, exhaust low down, more like the original. But then halfway through I thought, oh well, what the hell. You might as well go all the way and mix it up a little bit. So it wouldn't be just a replica, it would be something new, but that recalls the old one. So that was the whole idea.
Finally, take a good long look, because this could be the only time you'll see a Hailwood replica on the road. Only 2,000 will ever be made, and they're all sold. As Londoner Andy Spira explains, most are going to museums and private collectors.
One of the fun things, a lot of people have been buying them, have been just keeping a space indoors in their drawing rooms to put the bikes. They don't even intend to ride them, so that just shows how sort of this is a work of functional art rather than a motorbike, I suppose.
So what does the future hold for this particular bike? Well, as soon as I ride it through those factory gates, it's going straight into the museum. That is, if I give it back to them. They do say possession is 9/10 of the law. Ciao, baby.